In today's video, I'm going to show you how to dupe your pets just like the pros do. Let's get right into it. Before we get started, I wanted to let you guys know that we're going to be giving away a hardcore doodle unicorn, and all you have to do to enter is smash the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel. We're really trying to hit 100k by the end of the year, and lastly, comment your Roblox username and what your favorite huge pet is, and you're going to be entered into this giveaway. Just make sure you check your mailbox in the next few days because you just might be the winner. Good luck, guys. Okay, before we get into this, there's one thing I want to let you guys know, is that these methods I'm going to show you will not get you banned. And that's super important because we don't want to be using scripts or anything illegal that will get us in trouble. So we're going to be using all legit methods that won't get us in trouble and will still pretty much, dupe us all these pets for us. So let's get into it. Okay, guys, so for this method, it's going to be mainly with trading, but I'm going to teach you some super unique concepts that you really need to know in order to trade like a pro pretty much and like dupe your pets just the way they do. Pros, they don't cheat, they just really know how to trade. And if you guys got the concepts down, you will be just like them too. You'll be able to turn a one huge cat into two, into three, into four, and so on. It's just a matter of fact, do you know how to trade properly? If you don't, you won't be able to do it, but if you do, you will get an insane inventory. So let's get into it. Okay, guys, so the first thing that we got to do is go to the trading plaza. If you don't know how to get there, just click the teleport button, go to the shop. Everyone's got it unlocked. Once you spawn here, run up these stairs, and then right here there's a door. Just press E on it. If you don't have it bought already, make sure you buy it and then load in there, and I'll meet you there. Okay, so what concepts are we exactly talking about here? Well, I got a few of them for you. Number one is we got to understand the pet values, and I'll show you how to do that super easily. Second thing is buying low and selling high. Really got to understand that. Once you do, you'll be able to make a ton of gems, turn those gems into more pets that you already like. Third thing is you got to understand the values of pets and how they change over time. And the last thing is, of course, supply and demand. So with those four things, and once you understand them completely, you will be able to turn all your pets and just keep duplicating them over and over again because you're a master trader. You'll be able to get gems, buy whatever you want, and just keep doing this process over and over and over again, and you'll literally have any pet in the game. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, guys, so to tackle these things, let's go ahead and just do this in order, and we'll start it with pet values. So what do I mean by that? Well, as you see here in the trading plaza, everyone lists their pets for pretty much just random prices. And that's not a good thing because, in this game with all these different pets and stuff, and to have a good trading, system in place, all these pets need to have an assigned value so everyone knows if they're trading the right way or, if they're getting scammed or not. And how are we going to figure this out? Well, you need to go over to a pet value website. And now you might ask me, which value website should I use? Because there's so many of them out there. Well, luckily for you, I actually recently just made my own that is up to date, it's reliable, accurate, and it has a super simple layout for you guys. So you can easily navigate through the website and, find any pet you want. I'll go ahead and put it up here on the screen for you, but it's called psxtradingvalues.com. Let me go ahead and jump on over to it. Okay, we're on the home page now. And also, I'll put the link for this website in the description and the pinned comment, so you can just click it. It'll be nice and easy to get here. But either way, the homepage will look something like this as soon as you're on it. Scroll down a little bit and you'll notice there's a search bar. In the search bar, you could literally type in any pet that you're looking for. So let's do the huge dog. And it'll load up in like 2 seconds. Boom, there it is. Just go ahead and click it. Now, on this screen here, there's two different things. I split up the trading value and then how much it's worth in just straight up gems. On the right side is the booth gem value. So what does this mean exactly? Well, this means when you're in the trading plaza and you put this pet in the booth, it means if you have a normal one, you should sell it for 85 billion gems. If you could raise it to like 90 and, have someone trade it for 90, well, that's even better. But obviously, you don't want to really go under 85 because then you're getting scammed. Now, on the left side, we got the trading values just in general. So the pet's total is like 800 billion. And this means, if someone wanted to just like trade pets to you, let's say they had 8 pets that were all worth 100 billion each. Like, for example, this isn't the true price, but let's say there was 8 huge cats. They were all 100 billion each. So a fair trade here would be 8 huge cats for this huge dog because it's worth 800 billion gems. So just like that, now you know the concept of pet values, and you can look up any pet you want. If something you're not looking for, or something that you're looking for is not on the website, like if it's like an old mythical or something, let me know. I could easily add it for you, and that way you'll never have to look anywhere else. So I got you guys. But this is an important concept that you really need to know for right now, because if you don't, then you're going to get scammed and you're probably going to lose out on your gems. You're going to lose your pet instead of getting more and more and more. And what we want to do is we want to be duplicating our pets, not losing them to scammers. So very important. Hopefully you guys use the website and like the layout. Let me know what you think of it. Okay, now that we have concept 1 down, we got to move on to the second concept, which of course is going to be buying low and selling high. This is super important. This is literally how I go from, having 1 huge festive cat to having 4. You can pretty much do it with any pet and dupe them all, and you can dupe them as many times as you want, because by doing this, you're going to get super rich, and then you can just keep buying them over and over and over again. So let's go ahead and get into it. First thing you want to do is find any stand that's selling some pets. Now, you kind of want to avoid things like this where, they're selling really cheap ones. You're not going to make much gems from this, so just completely ignore them. What you want to find is a stand like Flips here, aka Bima from the chat, guys. You might have seen him in one of my streams. It's one of my subscribers, so shout out to you for being in the server right now. We got some pets that we see here, right? We got some exclusives, something like this crystal deer. It's listed as 6 billion gems. So we don't want to go ahead and just instantly buy this because we don't know how much it's worth. So what are we going to do? First thing, go back to the website and let's go check how much the crystal deer is worth. Okay, we're back on the website and we want to type in crystal deer here. Now, once it pops up, we'll go ahead and click it and we'll see how much it's worth. So the website says it's worth 6 billion gems and the guy had it actually listed for 6 billion gems. So let me ask you, is this a good trade? Did you say yes? Well, you're actually going to be wrong here because if we buy it for 6 billion gems, then what are we going to do with it? It's literally just a one-to-one trade here. We can't like dupe the pet. We want to get this pet for less than 6 billion gems. That way we could sell it for a little bit more later on down the road. And, we do that once, maybe 2 or 3 more times. Guess what? We're going to be able to buy a whole new crystal deer basically for free. And that's how you dupe the pets, guys. That's the strategy. Buy low, sell high. You don't want to buy it when the price is exactly what it's worth because you're buying even, you're going to sell even. So you got to buy low, sell high. Super simple. Hopefully you understand. If you got any questions about that, let me know in the comments. But hopefully you guys got that down because that's really important here. So at the end of the day, we would not buy this pet. Okay, guys, the next thing that we're going to talk about is like the pet value trends. So what do I mean by that? Well, when you see a pet value, like you got to think to yourself, is this pet going to increase over time? Like the value of it, will it go up? Or over time, will it go down? So let me go over here and actually show you my booth right now. So this party dog right here, at the time you're watching this video, it's currently worth 200 million gems. But think about this, guys. Is the value on this pet, going to go up or is it going to go down over time? Well, let's think about this. What makes sense to you? This pet, it's free to get for literally anyone that plays the game. You just got to log into the updates every weekend. So that means there are going to be so many of these in the game that over time, they're just going to keep going down, down, down in price. So why do I have the pet listed for 175 million when it's worth 200 million right now? Well, I'm doing this because we want to sell as many of these pets that we have, just get them out of our inventory because over time, they're not going to be worth anything. And if I list them for what they're worth, people won't really tend to buy them because, most other good players in this game, they know that. And the second thing is, they're just not high in demand. Like people don't really want these, which will lead us into the fourth thing, and I kind of mentioned, and touched on it a little here in the third thing, but supply and demand. So let's go ahead and get into that. But before we get into this, I just want to make this perfectly clear. Do not do this for all the pets in the game. I'm only doing this for the party dogs because once again, there are just so many of them in the game and, no one really wants them except for clearly this guy right here because he keeps buying them. But you just got to go ahead and trust me on this one, guys. On these like lower end pets, you just want to get rid of them. Don't take what I said in like step number 2 and step number 1 on like buying low, selling high. For these ones, you just want to get rid of them before they drop way down in price. Because in a week from now, these party dogs, guess what? They might be worth 175 million gems. But then at that point, no one's really going to buy them. They'll only buy them if they're worth 150 million. And I won't be able to sell them. I'm just going to keep losing out on gems. And we want to get as many gems as we could possibly get. So that way in the future, we could use those gems to keep duplicating our good pets. Because next time I see a huge festive cat that's worth a little bit, it's listed on one of these booths for like, let's say 50 million or 50 billion gems, we can just buy it. And then we can just keep repeating all these processes over and over again. But let's go ahead and officially talk about supply and demand. Oh guys, sorry, real quick before we move on to the fourth and final thing here, I want to say one more thing about my website. When you like look up an exclusive pet, it'll tell you the demand. So if it says low, you know, this is the type of pet that you just want to get rid of as quick as you possibly could, because, you know, people aren't really looking to buy them. So you just don't want to have them in your inventory, because over time the price is only going to keep going down, you know, lower and lower. Like maybe in a month from now, this pet might only be worth 150 million just because no one really cares to have it. And another factor that plays into this is how many points it's worth in the Hugatron machine. If the pet is worth like 0 or 1 point, you know, nobody really cares. People are going to want those like 3 to 4 pointers because they're not too expensive, but they're also not cheap, but you know, they're enough to buy, and there's enough to make money on them. So those are the ones that you want to look out for. I think this koala right here, you know, the rave crab, for example, these are good examples. So like this one's a 3-pointer. The man obviously is going to be medium, because now people are going to start looking for these pets because they're high points to put in the Hugatron machine. So keep a lookout on these. You know, you might be able to raise the price on this to like 2 billion if you find the right person. So good luck with that, guys. Okay, guys, last thing, supply and demand. We pretty much already touched on it, but let's go ahead and just do a little brief overview. So let's talk about supply first. Supply means, you know, let's talk about one pet at a time. Is there a lot of that pet circulating around the game, like at one time, at like one given point? For example, the elf dog. Yes, of course there is. And why is that? Well, because everyone pretty much had a chance to get one of these by just opening up those free gifts. However, on the other hand, something, let's say, like, let's see here. Let's look through these. Actually, I'm going to go down all the way to the bottom because I know I have a good one. This chest mimic. This one right here, there's not too many of these circulating around the game. And you could tell this by under the chest breaker enchantment, it says like 10,000 exist. You know, obviously that means there's a low amount of them. But let's say something, let's find a little bit, you know, more like not rare one. Here we go, the hippo melon. There's 273,000 of these that exist. So clearly the supply is a lot greater for the hippo melon, and that's going to drive the price way down. Whereas something like the chest mimic or the Astra is going to go way up. And now that is also going to affect demand as well, because if the supply is super high, the demand's going to be low, because, you know, that probably means that everyone already has one of these, or they're just not rare enough where people care about them. But these ones down here, the Astra and the chest mimic, you have one of these. This is something to flex on your friends about. You know, there's only 10,000 of them that exist. So if you're one of those people, you know, there's like 1 million people that play this game. That's pretty rare if you have one of these. Same thing for like the Astra. Of course, the demand is going to be super high. And another thing that'll affect demand is the enchantment that you have on your pets. So maybe not so much for like exclusive ones, but now let's say that you're trading like legendary pets and you have a cartoon coin 5 enchantment when the brand new world is, you know, using the cartoon coins. Well, that is going to drive the price of this pet up way higher than what it says it's worth on my website. You just got to keep that in like, you know, the back of your head, where like, let's say on the website the Doodle Chicken says this pet's worth like 100 million gems. Well, guess what? You have the best enchantment in the game, so you can make this thing probably worth like 1 billion. And then, of course, if no one buys it for 1 billion, then just go ahead, try doing it for like 900 million. Just keep going low and lower, you know, as much as you possibly could, but stay above that price that it's worth, because you got to keep in the back of your head, remember that you have a great enchantment, so you got to get your money's worth out of it. Now that you guys know these trading concepts, you should be able to use trading as a way to duplicate any of your pets as many times as you want without the risk of being banned. So I really hope you enjoy it. If you found this video useful, let me know by leaving a like. Don't forget to subscribe. We're really trying to hit 100K by the end of the year. And lastly, if you guys want to watch another video from me, check out this one right here where I fuse 12 secret parrots. Find out what happens in the video. Click it now, and I'll see you guys over there. Adios.